Forget about your mom and pop radio station.
Hey, Mom!
Download the clubzone.fm app to any mobile or tablet device. Search for clubzone.fm and plug us in. Welcome to the future. This is clubzone.fm.
How you doing?
And I'm your host, Susan Young, and I want to just talk a little bit about the mix that was just playing. There's a young man who is my birthday twin, who is listening right now in New Delhi, India. He goes by the name, he's a fabulous, fabulous trance producer that I have had the pleasure of being in contact with over the last couple of months. And his name is Aditya Singh. He is in charge of trance in India, in the EDM India group, and he runs a very, very good social media group that's over there and has significant support. So shout out to Aditya. Everybody just heard his mega mashup of Armin, which I thought was good to start the show off with today, considering that, yes, it is official, everybody. Armin van Buuren is the #1 top 100 DJ in the world, as if we didn't know. So I thought that was, an excellent way, and Aditya had a wonderful, wonderful mashup with those tracks, and Suddenly Summer was probably one of, I think, Armin's better tracks of the summer. And
I would think so.
Your mic.
Oh, yeah, I would think so.
And so it's one of the, one of the better tracks, and it matched in. I really like Not Gonna Give Up on Love. That's probably one of my favorite tracks by him, actually, next to, well, there's just so many. So, but yeah, shout out to Aditya. Thank you so much, and to his audience that he has there in India. He's opened up several times for some major DJs there in the Indian scene. One of which I actually got to speak to here when he was here with one of my influences and why I started listening to trance myself, Max Graham. But Aditya did open up for Alex Moore, and shout out to Alex, to both Alex and Max actually. Great time while they were here, and so I did go see him, for him, and took care of that. That was an interesting experience. Shout out to Trance in New York right now. They do an excellent job, speaking along the same artists. They do an excellent job for me as far as media, and with the Twitter game and everything. They are a local social media hub that's here in New York City that focuses on the trance scene. So shout out to them as well. So Jay, glad to have you here.
Thanks for inviting me over.
You have to pull it down just a little bit so the audience can hear you.
There you go. Thanks for inviting me in.
So it's a pleasure. I mean, I haven't seen you in a very long time. You've been grooving, you've been doing your thing. You have your show that's on ETN that's coming up on Monday.
Yes,
you
that's
do
right.
the harmonic dissonance.
Yep.
So in honor of you, hence the flyer. So I'm sure that you appreciated that.
Yes,
in honor of your show. So how have things been? How's the show going?
It's going pretty well. I started a little over a year ago, basically with the thought process of just basically wanting to get music that I like to as many people as I can, essentially, and just spread the word essentially of how great the music is that we listen to. And it's a monthly residency on ETN, and usually I would just blend in different genres in it. It's not specifically just one genre. I'll take different elements from other genres, whether it be from trance, house, techno, just to let the listener know that there's other styles of music besides just one genre that a lot of people would think that, oh well, you listen to techno, and they just think that it encompasses the whole, it's the umbrella of everything else, but no, there's so many different genres underneath, and it's just me trying to get that to people who would listen.
Okay. That's one of the things that I actually like about what you've been doing with harmonic dissonance. When I've listened to a couple of your broadcasts over the last year, you do a really good job of infusing all of the elements of the sound and making it your own. So that's one of the things that I've always liked about what you have been doing, and the sounds that you've been putting up. So anything new that we can expect, or that the world can expect from the world of Jay Kinard?
Well, I Right now, I think I want, because my first love is trance, and many of my fan base know me to be a trance progressive artist.
Yes.
Um, I have gotten, into, I have started branching out, into other genres, and in this case, I am getting into techno more so now. And what I'm thinking about doing is, starting an alias just
Okay.
specifically for the techno genre.
A lot of artists do that. A lot of house artists and tech house artists, that I know that want to get into progressive and trance have also done the same thing. Have also created an alias. Now, what is drawing you to techno?
Well, with techno, I do like, it's basically the sound that it has, where it has a very, to me, it's a dark, um, dirty feel, where it's like you just want to let everything, throw your cares to the side and just, you know, just basically get involved with the music sense, essentially. So it
Okay.
has, like where trance is more of a melodic feel,
It
very
is.
uplifting, emotional, and for lack of a better word, very happy.
It is very much so.
With techno, it's a little bit of the opposite, where it's very, um, it's kind of just, for lack of a better word, I'd say kind of chaotic, where it's very, just like this, and it's a driving, it's always a building sound, where, it's a layer upon layer of different sounds, and it's going somewhere, and, it just has a darker feel to it.
Okay. So, techno, do you think that now let's talk. I don't, and I talked about this on last week's show actually. I don't get into the genre war.
Right.
I do come from a generation which is interesting because I've seen a lot in the media over the last week where a lot of trance producers have talked about the music quality not being as good as it used to be. But I do come from, the earlier generation that has the foundations to a lot of the music that is today.
Correct.
Now, and part of how everything was categorized at that time was, everything really was categorized as techno. So,
Right.
From that perspective, do you feel that it has more of a drive for you?
Well, I think, well, when it comes to the genre classification, I feel that now, like before, again, I'm from the same generation, like where things were just basically very simplified.
Yes.
It's either house, progressive, trance, breaks,
Oh, I'm gonna take it a step further than that. That was back in that time, there was a very small electronica section in your
Right.
record shop, and
Mhm.
that's what you listened to, and it was techno. It wasn't, sometimes it got bunched in with new wave at the
Right.
time. It got bunched in with alternative or
Mhm.
indie, or some of it was even categorized as world at that time because
R-
of the overseas presence that it had specifically here to the United States.
Right. It was basically foreign, essentially,
Exactly.
because we have the pop and
Exactly.
R&B. So, but now I see it as everybody's trying to redefine the wheel, so to speak, and try and make so many, and all this subgenre, because it's a very competitive
It is.
industry, and so.
I feel like it's saturated, to be quite frank with you.
Exactly.
Because there's just so much, I had my guest last week, Amora Roma, we were discussing that. I was giving him a little flack. There's a lot of music that's out there.
And not
Now-
necessarily good music.
And it's exactly, that's true as well. But what is your take on what the chart says? I'd be interested to hear this because I have my own personal opinion about it. I see and I read and I hear and people in discussion and open-ended conversation, people like to discuss, charting. Now, what does the chart really mean, I guess, for you from a perspective, like what is as a DJ?
Well, for me, when it comes to the charts, I don't really pay any mind to it. I really don't pay attention to it because, I like to come across tracks on my own where, when I go looking for music, I won't go on the first page of websites or any of that because everybody, you have so many artists, they will do that and get the same songs as 50 million other artists. So you're basically you're sounding like you don't have a distinctive sound. So when when it comes to getting tracks on the first page or the chart list, I don't really pay attention to that. And a lot of times when I do play out, I have people come up to me, and even if I'm playing trance, for example, people will come up to me and they listen to trance all the time, like 24/7. They will come up to me and say, "Wow, what song was this, or what song was that? I never heard it before, and your style, yes, you do play trance, but I never heard any of these songs." And I think that's what separates me from others, because I don't pay attention to what's popular. I mean, if I hear a DJ play a song out live,
Right, so basically you allow the music to come to you.
right,
And that is how it should be, I agree with that. I don't particularly, personally, I don't jump on the bandwagon as well. If something strikes me, then I instantly love it or I hate it.
Right.
That's just how it is.
mhm,
So to that point, actually, one of the things that I had been listening to over the last week, just really listening to, because there's two really good events that's coming up here locally to New York City. So tonight, Brooklyn,
right,
there is the Fear and Loathing event that is going to have an awesome set by two local artists, James Gill and Rory James. They are, do their James versus James back-to-back set.
yep,
That also has Tom Rogers, who played for me at LPR earlier this month,
With Victor
alongside
Dinaire.
Victor Dinaire and Dave Carrera. So he's also playing that tonight, and as well as we have Echo, who's
Mhm.
also playing that event tonight as well. So that is one of the albums that I've been listening to over the last week, which just, I wanted to hear something that was different.
right,
you know,
refreshing.
and refreshing. And I come from a classical music background, so for me, I wanted something that was, striking, and something that did give me what I particularly like. Now, I'm probably not your average trance enthusiast, because I do like stuff that's more harder. Some of it can be more side, because I do like 140.
Yeah,
Between
yeah.
130 and 145 is pretty much what I like to have my drive at. Like,
Right.
to eventually get to that level. But I do listen to everything, and I appreciate it, and I love, just about all of it. The one thing that I'm still embracing myself personally, honestly, is dubstep.
Right,
And it's growing on me, to be honest with you. It has been growing on me because I've heard some of these artists, I've heard what they've done with it, and it's, the one thing as far as being, production, or whenever you're spinning, like you said, you want your music to find you. So some of these tracks have been infused with other things, so it hasn't been specific to, specific just to progressive for trance.
right,
But so basically, that's where everything goes with that. But I wanted to, while you and I are sitting here, I wanted to play a couple of the tracks that are on his album,
okay,
just to give the audience, people who have not had a opportunity to hear it. It was a free album that he did put up, which plays a significant part to, one of the core principles that I have been trying to drive, which has been, it is about your fan base. A lot of
Right.
people say that it's about the promoters, it's about the venues. No, it's really about your fan base, because if people aren't listening to you, if they're not loving what it is that you're doing, or if they're going home, even if, for a lot of these people, who go out to events and who go out to, festivals and parties and whatnot, if you don't walk away with an experience that says to yourself, like, wow, that was really an awesome night, or I really enjoyed what this person gave to me, because you're essentially, as talent, as an artist, as a DJ, you are giving somebody an experience. You're giving them a gift for them to walk away from and take home with them in order to, just make their life just a little bit better.
Right.
And the average person, they work, most people work Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
They work hard for the money that they earn.
Yeah.
And when they go out on the weekend, they want to be able to say, wow, that was a really good experience, because life is short.
Yep.
Your time is precious, and, things need to, be positive. So that's one of the things. So we'll get into Echo's album, which is called The Best Things in Life Are Free. And it is an album that has 21 tracks on it. And I went through the album, and I did tell him, I was going to go through the album today on the show. And, one of the things that jumped out at me when I went through all 21 tracks, I personally, from a heritage background, my grandmother originated from Alexandria. So, as far as the track names themselves, whenever they jumped out, the first track I saw was Riots in Cairo. So I was like, oh, what's this about? So let's get into this track, and let's, go on the journey and pretend that you are in the desert and get a melodic feel for what Echo is doing. CJ, it was so good we had to listen to it twice.
That was a good track.
It was good, right? I think that probably is one of my favorites, but actually one of the ones that on this album that kind of really jumped out at me, that just found me just through being a pianist myself, was, and I really love the track name, is This Song Is Too Short, But So Is Life, So Smile. So you hear the piano in the beginning. It's a short track. It's really a snippet, but I really enjoyed it very much. And I played it for Blanco yesterday because what I like about what he did with this is he went from a foundation that I know very well to bringing in all of the elements of the extra track. So let's take a listen. really nice, right?
Yeah, it's like a peaceful track.
It's a peaceful, yeah. It really grabbed my attention. It really did. So to that point, so those were a couple tracks that were off Echo's free album that he has posted up on the Sound of Echo website. Also, just a little update for those here in New York who are going to be going to the event tonight. His actual set time is from 3 to 4:30 after Carolyn Albert. So for those of you that are going to be heading out and attending that event, so those are the times that he'll be playing. And now, Jay, sir, you get to give me 1 hour of just nothing but just music. Is that correct?
I look forward to it.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pay our bills and take a couple commercial breaks, and then when we come back, you will be listening to the sounds of Mr. Jay Kinard.